Tau Tensor is the biggest opportunity in the crypto markets, no doubt about that. But within Tau Tensor, you have the Subnets, which are the decentralized companies that have 50 to 100x potential. So in this video, I'm going to show you those two subnets and show you why these are the future, not only of crypto, but of AI. Okay, let's go into it. So as you may know, just a quick introduction to Tau. So Tau is a decentralized AI infrastructure where instead of wasting the computational power, you use all that compute to harness intelligence. So you can basically optimize and solve any problem in the world using Tau. You have 128 subnets. These are like decentralized AI companies that are trying to solve problems. And some of them are already competing with the biggest centralized AI companies in the world at 90% less costs. So in today's video, we're going to speak about the two best subnets within Tau. So Tau is the underlying technology that allows these companies, decentralized companies, to become amazing. So the first one is Regis. So what is Regis? Let's go into it. So Regis is basically already competing with the biggest centralized AI companies in the world. So they are using the power of decentralization, in this case, to compete with AI agents. So they are using the technology they have to compete with Anthropic and other companies by building the best AI agents. So as you can see, in just 4 months, Regis was able to already outperforming Anthropic. So how did Regis did this? So with Regis, you basically submit your agent, open source everything. You earn prizes by having the best AI coding agent. And I think the best AI agents within the Regis subnet is already earning 55 to 60K per day. So Regis runs on BitTensor, of course, an open platform where AI projects should issue their own token to economically incentivize contributions. So amazing subnet. They had 5,600 agents, more than 800 people submitting. They are actually, in terms of benchmarks, when you compare with the biggest companies in the world, centralized ones, they're actually achieving the same results with 90% less costs. So pretty insane, 90% less costs for Regis. They are targeting basically a $50 billion opportunity. This is just starting. AI agents will be very, very important for engineering especially. And Regis, at least currently, is already proving that they can compete with the best ones in the world. So to have an idea, they spent $1.26 for solving some of the biggest problems in the AI space in terms of agents. And as you can see, for Claude, they had to spend $94. So with the same results, they had to spend 90% less. And also, when you compare to the funding, some of these companies like Anthropic and other ones, they had billions in funding. Regis, I think, with $500,000 is already competing with the biggest one. This just shows how big Tau will become when, with the power of decentralization, of basically attracting talent from all over the world, you can compete with the biggest companies in the world. This is only one. In this case, Regis is one of the most bullish ones, in my opinion, has use cases. They're going to launch the product actually in the next week or so. So they are going to have a subscription, and they are competing now with the centralized companies. So let's see how much adoption they're going to have. But in terms of performance tech, they're already competing with the best ones. So without a doubt, in 4 months, they were able to compete with some companies that have years and have massive funding. So this is one of them, as you can see here, Regis. Now let's look at Shoots. So Shoots is like a decentralized AI compute, AWS for Tau. So Shoots is subnet 64. It's the number one subnet. Regis is competing, is the second now. They have around 12,000 daily revenue, 300,000 a month already, and they are 85% cheaper than centralized platforms. So instead of using centralized platforms, you could use Shoots. You have the compute. They take care of deploying the models, scaling. It's just a much better way. You don't have to have the compute yourself and have to worry about all these things. You can basically use Shoots. All the subnets have the same tokenomics as Tau. Only 21 million will ever exist in all the subnets created. So pretty decentralized too, no VCs behind the scenes. So they have revenue. They use, of course, the revenue to buy back, which is pretty good. Some of the subnets within Tau already using the computational power from Shoots to power their own subnets, like Ridges, Bitcast, and many others. And if you compare in terms even of the GPUs that Shoots has already more than some of the biggest cryptos in the space. And this is a 100 million market cap project. So Shoots is definitely also very well positioned to become 5 to 10 billion. I think, honestly, Ridges and Shoots, even if become 5 to 10 billion, it wouldn't be that surprising because they have utility, tech, and they have amazing community behind, of course, Tau. So definitely, I think these two, and you have many more within Tau. These are just the two that I'm most bullish on. One for AI compute, the other one for AI software agents like Ridges. I think these two will definitely be the best ones. Of course, you're going to have many others. You're going to have thousands of subnets within the Tau BitTensor ecosystem, but definitely these two are really good. So John Durbin and Amrite, these are some of the best devs, highly respected within Tau. So yeah, really bullish on this one too. I think this will be making millions and millions per month by next year. Something really bullish I'm seeing on the Tau subnets is they are going from just really amazing performance to actually generating real revenue that power their subnets without using the emissions. So many of the subnets are alive because they have emissions. Now the transition is from Tau emissions to actually revenue that will make it far more sustainable. Another thing to have an idea how big Shoots is. So they are the number one open source inference provider on Open Router. So to have an idea, Shoots is the number one. So it's bigger than Alibaba, Liquid, Venice, Deep Infra, it's Fireworks. These are all, majority of them, billion-dollar companies. And Shoots with 100 million is already the number one. And this is like also very young subnet. So 100x the funding, 10x the team size. They have so much more opportunities, and even like that, with 2 or 3 people working on Shoots, they are already competing. So as you can see, they process 3 trillion real-world tokens per month, which is pretty insane. Definitely, this is what makes me the most bullish on Tau. Is you have decentralized companies within Tau that are actually better than 99% of the crypto tokens in the space. So really, really bullish on Shoots, and this is just starting. So the AI inference market is projected to hit 255 billion by 2030. I think Shoots, in terms of risk-reward, cost, the tech, decentralized, the most used one, this will definitely be a $5 to $10 billion market cap. That's why I think from the subnets, this one and Ridges are the ones that are best positioned to make revenue. But you have other good ones like Templar, Targan, so many potential good ones. This makes me really bullish on subnets. So if you want to check subnets on Tau, you go to Tau Stats and you can check here, for example, Shoots. Number one, Ridges. You can click the subnet and you can see basically how it's trading. You can do technical analysis on it, but to be honest, liquidity is still very thin in all these subnets, so I wouldn't recommend to do too much TA on this. But yeah, this is the website I use to check subnets, and you can actually connect your wallet and buy subnet tokens. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much.